Hello guys, welcome to my new video. This video will be about new universal drivers for IoT platform. In some of the previous videos, we talk a lot about the IoT platform from Total.js, like what it is, why it can be useful, how to install individual parts to get it working, and how to set it up and start using it. But there is still one part of the platform that has to be created or modified especially for your case, and those are drivers. We published some of the custom drivers we used before, but now we have added universal drivers. These drivers are ready to use. We created universal drivers for the electrometer, weather, meteo data, and switch. In this video, I will introduce them to you. You can use them as they are, create new drivers based on principles used in these drivers, or modify them for your case. Also, I will show you how to add a new sensor to one of them, so you will be able to adjust them correctly for your case. The difference I want to point out first is that we change dev AUI in the received JSON to ID. If you are new here, just take it as the best practice. If you used one of the drivers with an older JSON schema, be careful now. The old ones was because of a custom implementation, so this is a change in the new drivers. So, what even are these universal drivers? Each of these drivers is for different device. We created them based on some specifications, so they can fit easily into any device of their own type. If you need to do some modifications, it is very easy with little knowledge about drivers, which you can get in the Total.js documentation, and some basic programming skills. Each driver has its own properties that can be processed, and there is a possibility of setting a token in each. This token is for security reasons. If you set some value here, each received message has to include the same value in the received headers in the property X token. And I can show you that if we will set the value here for total, the same value we have to receive in the request headers, and X token has to be also total. This will be validated, and if the received header value is different, the driver will not process any data from that request. If you do not set any value to this token, so this will stay empty, validation will be skipped and every request for the exact endpoint will be processed. So now we can jump right into the drivers. First is air quality, and we can open a README. Air quality is a driver for indoor air quality monitoring. It can receive and process various data that are sent to endpoint air quality. Data structure of this driver looks like this, and this is what the driver has to receive. There is temperature, humidity, CO2, TVOC, and ID. Only property that is not for measured values, but for pairing a real device with a device in the platform is this ID property. All other properties are here for measured data from your device. We can move to the next driver, which is electrometer, and the electrometer driver is for electrometer devices. It can receive and process various data that are sent to electrometer endpoint. Data structure for this driver is voltage for three phases, current for three phases, and a lot more properties. And same as before, there is ID for pairing real device with device in your platform. There you can see what can be the measured data. The next driver is for meteo data, and meteo is a driver for outdoor weather conditions monitoring. It can receive and process various data that are sent to meteo endpoint, and these data are, like you can see here, the structure, temperature, humidity, pressure, wind speed, illumination, UV, and ID. And the same as before, ID is for pairing real device with a device in your IoT platform. All other properties are for measured data from your device. And the last universal driver is switch. Switch is a driver created for any kind of switch device with two possible values, true or false. So it is not for receiving values of the type of number, but boolean. It can receive and process data that is sent to switch endpoint. Here we can see the schema, JSON schema for received data. It can process received data as a value property, and same as before, the only property which is not for measured values but for pairing a real device with a device in the platform is this ID property. I want to show you how to create a new driver or modify one of them. So we will do it like this, that we will add a new sensor to switch driver. So I will go to edit source code and I will copy this code, and then I will go here and I will click create, and I will copy here the code from the switch driver. I will update it and modify, because now I want to get double switch, so it will be switch with two outputs. I will change ID to double switch, and I will change a name to double switch. Now we can go to outputs, and now we will need two outputs for two switches. I can copy this and make another output, and where ID will be 2, value 2, and name will be value 2 also. Type will be the same boolean format, same as it was before, stats none, and offline after 2 hours without incoming data. Then we will need to go to JSON schema, where is validation. We will need to put here value 2, and it will be same boolean. And now we can add our output here. I will copy it, and then I will just update it like this. This code will process incoming data. So the data from the incoming message, which is a payload, and we will have here property value 2, will be sent to our output with ID value 2, as you can see here. Also, it will be only under the condition that the incoming value is not null. The last thing we have to change is readme, because every user of our application can see that this driver was modified and now it can process more data. So we will update it here, and we will put here, value 2 and, for example, false. Now I can click submit, and as you can see, the new driver is here. Sorry, I made the mistake. We forgot to update our endpoint. So this will be not switch, but double switch. And I will click to submit. Now we can go to devices, and we can create a new device with driver double switch. we can change it and update here. This will be the ID for pairing. I will put here switch 2, or we can put here double switch 1. This will be better. Now we can click submit, and as you can see, there is 2 sensors in our device double switch. And now we can send some data to this endpoint, and we will see if we did it right. So I already prepared my request, which is for double switch endpoint, yeah, with ID double switch. Sorry, it should be double switch 1 because we set it as our serial number. So it will be our ID in the message. Our ID is double switch 1, value true, and we can send the message. Now I will click refresh. And as you can see, the message was received and processed. Can try to click here false and send it again. And after refresh, sorry, it takes some time, the value was changed. So that is all for this video about IoT platform drivers. I hope that you learned something new, and I will happily share with you more knowledge about Total.js in the future. So if you like it, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye and have a nice day.